welcome back to another episode on the Fashion Fables podcast. Today's episode is just me. I know I haven't recorded an episode with just me for quite a while because I have been so fortunate to welcome some really amazing guests that were just the most fun to interview. So before we jump into this episode, if you guys have not already, be sure to check those out because these ladies that I welcomed on my podcast shared just some really insightful advice for life that was so eye-opening for me. So if you'd like, take a listen and I would love to hear what you guys think. Also, I have been so overwhelmed by all of the support on my podcast thus far. It actually means the world to me, and I totally adore making content for you guys and supporting my fellow lovely podcasters. You guys are actually the best, and I am so excited to see what's to come this year. Oh my god, you guys are amazing, and I'm so happy to be making content for you guys. It's just so great. So, as my first episode of 2021, I thought it would be perfect for me to record myself and talk to you guys a bit about my 2020 reflections and just a new outlook and motives I have as we dive into this new 2021 year. So, it is now 2021. Oh my god. And all I could say is wow. What an unpredictable and literally insane 2020. If anyone told me 2020 would turn out the way it did, I would just call them crazy. Honestly, just so insane. No way I would believe anything they said. But I guess nonetheless, I've always believed that everything happens for a reason. And for me personally, 2020 definitely had some ups and downs. But what is life, without some hardships? So whatever. Honestly, I feel like some of 2020 was really just a blur. Especially and most obviously because of this global pandemic we are all living in. It actually feels like March was just yesterday. And I remember getting sent home from school my senior year, being told we would be back in 2 weeks. But that 2 weeks just turned into the entire remainder of the school year. So crazy, never went back, never finished my senior year. My senior year was finished on Zoom, but whatever. In the short term of things, it was definitely bittersweet. Not being able to finish my senior year, but now, as I'm reflecting on everything 2020 has brought me, I'm actually so grateful for the quarantine and being able to recenter my values. I just said my values and who I truly am. Obviously, it was really sad because so much got short for me. I was unable to finish my senior year of high school, my senior year of dance, competing for the last time and performing at my last recital, which was really sad because I've been dancing since I was 3 and this would have been a way to kind of bring everything together. My family would have came and all that stuff, and that got canceled. I didn't have my senior prom, which was really sad because I had such a pretty dress that I was so excited to wear to the prom. I had my makeup appointment and my hair appointment, and both of those obviously got canceled. But luckily, I did have a photo shoot, which was really nice. I got some good pictures, so that's going to be a memory forever. And I didn't have a traditional graduation. I had one outside with, a mask. Well, they're always outside. What am I saying? But it wasn't, the traditional one. And my class got split into 2, different sections. It was just kind of, a disaster. But it was nice. It was great. It was wonderful. Whatever. But spending time with myself, and being home for these last few months have actually transformed me and transformed who I was as a person. I honestly stopped caring what people thought of me, which was the best feeling ever. To finally just let go and be myself without needing some outside validation from people who were kind of irrelevant. No offense, but I just had to say that because I really just came to realize that I am my own person and I have something so unique to share with the world. So letting what other people thought of me could not be an option if I wanted to achieve the most extraordinary. I just said extraordinary. Some people say it like that, but if I wanted to achieve extraordinary things, and even though it's honestly hard at times to block out outside validation and voices especially with social media. I don't know. Just people in general are sometimes really cruel, which I'm sure is the case for others as well. Other people, my listeners, may be feeling the same way at times as well. But blocking out this outside validation and just doing your own thing makes a world of a difference. I've accomplished things that I have never even dreamed of, and it is all because I started believing in myself, surrounding myself with the best support system, people who actually want to see me succeed, and I eliminated those who are only lowering myself and adding just toxic vibes into my life. And it's not to say I'm perfect now, because I'm not, and I really feel that 2020 allowed me to grow as an individual and find who I was, which I could not be more grateful for, honestly. I'm so grateful for who I have become. And I guess it was the people I surrounded myself with. And that's not to talk down about anyone, but they just weren't for me. And there were bigger things lying ahead for me. Personally, I'm a very dedicated and passionate individual who seeks knowledge, exploration. And I just put my all into all I choose to do. And it makes me so happy to just be so happy and to be doing the things I love with my career, my podcast, my website, myself, and just literally so much more. So yeah, 2020 was rough, let me say. But it was also the best learning experience for me to grow closer to my friends and family, myself, and to my goals. I was able to deeply reflect on who I wanted to be, not who others wanted me to be, and I started going for and creating the life I want to live. I think it's also a maturity thing, so I feel I personally matured a lot over these last few months, and I think that's another reason why I changed and became super confident and stuff like that. I always felt like there was something more I could be doing in my life. I don't know. Almost as if I wasn't exceeding my potential, and I don't know. I just needed these last few months to understand more about myself, what I wanted my career in broadcast journalism to look like. Obviously, I still don't have it all figured out, and nobody has it all figured out, but I really got like a good idea, and just more of an idea of how my life needed to look in general. I think 2020 was a challenging year, but for me, a year of insane growth and just exploration that I needed. It was just really good growth. 2020 also allowed me to find the healthiest lifestyle for me. Like, I've always been active because I've been a dancer and a cheerleader and so on, other things that I've done. But I have now found that I enjoy working out each morning because I just want to, and because it makes me feel stronger and overall better for my health all around, stuff like that. And I have found the foods that make me feel good, my love for water, which I love water. It's like all I drink. So good for you. If you're listening, drink some water right now because you need it. It's so amazing for everything and just how to be my best self. I've also found a love in journaling and writing things down. It kind of makes me more goal oriented, and it kind of just makes me feel accomplished when I cross things off my list that I've done. So stuff like that. Also, starting college also contributed to my growth because it definitely changes you, but in such a good way. And I'm only a freshman, so August I started my freshman year in college. So I am sure I will continue to evolve within myself. I've seen a lot of growth within myself since starting college, and I'm actually looking forward to see the person I become in the future. So to all my fellow listeners who may be starting college, let's just say the person you are today will probably not be who you are after your first month or semester in college, but it's such a good thing, I really promise you. And you'll understand later. Now, in 2021, oh my god, New Year, so excited, cannot be more grateful for the life I live. Honestly, life is amazing, truly amazing. And I'm so fortunate in a lot of ways that I just thank God for every single day. Seriously, honestly, love life. I love writing things down like I've mentioned. I think it's such a good way to plan ahead and accomplish things so for the new year, I wrote down, I guess you can say resolutions or just like small goals I want to achieve. So I'll share those with you. So here are some of my goals for 2021. So I wrote, here's to a new year of growth and happiness. So first off, I want to budget better. Like I want to have a better, like, kind of way of thinking about money, not just kind of spending money because like I see something I like, kind of being more smart about it and saving up my money for my future and stuff like that. The second thing is to exercise every day, which I have been doing, but just to keep that up because it makes me feel really good. Number 3, work on improving self-doubt. I feel like this is a major one because although like I go for the things that I want to do, there's always self-doubt, and I feel like that's with everyone. It's kind of just navigating your way through that. So that's something I really want to continue to improve to become the best version of myself. Also, I want to keep believing in myself and going for things, even if I think that they're impossible. They're definitely impossible with my willpower and just my drive to keep working hard. I want to continue living in the moment because I think that's so important. I feel like sometimes I can just like rush to like too far ahead and it kind of like messes with my head, and I just need to stay centered and focused in the moment because I will enjoy it so much more. So yeah, and I want to read more. I have a book that I'm currently reading, which is super good. It's called How to Stop Doubting Yourself and How to Be a Badass, something like that. Kind of forgot. But it's really good, so I want to read at least a chapter a day because I think it's so good to read. It's really good. Also, I want to keep my room clean, which I do, but I don't know. I just feel like that's something to know. I want to keep learning about myself because I've learned so much about myself these last few months, but I feel like you can always learn something. So I want to just keep being attentive and just keep listening to myself and all that good stuff. And lastly, writing things down. But I said that already. So
and some more like related podcast resolution goals are to just grow my podcast following, to continue with that organically, of course, and putting out the best content I can for everyone, and also keeping searching for people who have the same aspirations in life as me and kind of more people that I relate to on like, I don't know, just like a professional level, and just people who have similar goals as me. I think that's a really good goal to have.
So yeah, those are some of my goals, and hopefully all of them stay true and that I can continue pursuing all of those things because they're really important for me and my well-being. And on one of my podcasts, my guest, Rachel Wolfson, who was so great, I love her, she talked about what motivates her, and she said that 6 months are going to go by whether we realize it or not. And so by doing something each day will get you to where you want to be in the future. So like sitting around and waiting for it to happen will not stop the time. And ultimately, going for things that scare me is something I want to continue to do, because I have went for things that I was a bit doubtful about, but ended up being like, these things ended up being the best things ever. Like this podcast, oh my gosh, I'm in love. Like truly one of the best endeavors I decided to begin in 2020, and I only started, I think, on November 19th, and it feels like I should have been doing this my whole life. Like I love it, and it gives me purpose, and it's just so great. It's so much fun for me. But yeah, I think this was a pretty good way of summing up my 2020 and thoughts into the new year 2021. I am manifesting an amazing year, and I know that good things are going to happen. So I think that the biggest piece of advice I could probably share to you all is to never, ever, ever be afraid to go for something that may seem scary at first. And 2, never set limitations based on, the expectations of others. Do not doubt yourself because you are fully capable of anything you want to achieve. It all starts from within yourself, believing in yourself. So just be yourself, and best wishes for the happiest and healthiest and totally bomb 2021. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode on the Fashion Fables podcast. I have more guests lined up so soon, so be sure to stay connected for future episodes and follow me on Instagram at The Fashion Fables and subscribe to my channel as well. Love you all. Bye.